Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm in the process of preparing a survival kit for my home, and these are the items that I want to pack into my tactical bug out roll. So this here is an organizer which I've gotten from my friend Canadian Prepper. It is called the bug out roll, and today I want to use this as an organizer for my survival kit that I'm going to put together for my home. So this is not for outdoor survival, this is more for disaster prepping. And now let's start with the most important thing, which is water. Okay, so now for our water purification, I have a couple of filters here. This here is a filter that is usually used by campers. It's especially against Cryptosporidium and other bacteria which are in the water, so this is more for camping. Then I have some water purifying tablets, and also I have this filter here which goes together with this bottle. This is actually a chemical filter which filters out quite a lot of different chemicals: herbicides, pesticides, lead, heavy metals, arsenic, chlorine, and so on. So I'm glad that I have this one here also. And water purification is really one of the most important things. So I have different kinds of options. Okay, so the water bottle is really big. It's always great to have a container with you. And this is where the filter goes here. And this is stainless steel, I believe. So in an emergency you can still put this bottle into a fire and cook the water if you want to. So it's pretty big, and I'm going to fit it into the big compartment here. Yeah. Along with the other filters. So this is for water purification. With the pandemic, I also want to include some PPE into my survival kit. So first here I have some surgical gloves. Then I have this mask here, which is a half mask, which filters both viruses and also other gases. It comes with a universal activated charcoal filter. So this is pretty good against the virus and also against other contaminants. And I have it in this bag here to make sure that the filters don't get dirty. And it's a really good mask by the company 3M. And I'm a really big fan of 3M because they make very high quality products. The next thing that I have here is hand disinfection. Yeah, it's important to have clean hands for sure. Then I have a sealed FFP2 mask, which is also by 3M. And it's great because it's so small and lightweight. So yeah, let's say there's a second person that needs a mask, I can give this one to the second person. And also, of course, you need some hygiene products, toilet paper and tissues. So that's the bare minimum that you should have at home. Of course, I have more toilet paper at home and tissues and other hygiene products. But for my bug out roll, I can only fit a little amount of toilet paper. So this is really the bare minimum. Okay, now I want to pack a small cooking kit. This is the APO-1 alcohol stove from my website. And it runs with ethanol, which I have right here. And now I want to fill some ethanol into this bottle to make sure that I have fuel for cooking. And this is important if there is a blackout and your oven is not working anymore. Now it doesn't really matter what kind of cooking system you prefer, whether it's alcohol or butane or something else. Maybe you have a fire pit in your garden. Doesn't matter really. The only thing that matters is that you have an alternative for cooking. And also I have a couple of candles here. This is important for either fire starting or for lighting if there's a blackout and the lights are out. And of course you need a lighter to go with them. And also for lighting, I would suggest that you get a really good flashlight, which is really bright. And the cool thing about my flashlight is that I can recharge it via USB. And for this I'm also going to add a power bank to my bag. So I will fit my candles and the lighter in the same compartment. That's it. My flashlight and the power bank I'm going to put into one of these smaller compartments. Okay, next I want to have a means of gathering intelligence. So I have this emergency radio here, and this works with solar and also with a hand crank. And I also attached a battery holder for an 18650 battery, which is connected to the radio. So yeah, pretty awesome radio, I like it. So it's really important to gain intelligence of what the situation is. So is there a hurricane approaching? If yes, when exactly? How strong is it? Is there a wildfire approaching? What is the wind direction? What is the weather situation like? And it's always great to have a notebook beside your radio, because then you can jot down important notes. Another thing that I have for gathering intelligence is walkie-talkies. Actually, these are ham radios, and I always make sure that I keep them charged. Let's get everything out of here. So it's always great to have a means of communication. So if something happens to the cell tower and the phones are not working, you can hand this over to your husband or wife, and if you have to go separate ways, you still have a way of communicating. And yeah, you can also hand this over to your neighbor to gather intelligence. Yeah, when it comes to gathering intelligence, you also want to have a binocular. This is important to check out your surroundings, and mine comes with a 12-time magnification, which is really good. I really love this small binocular. It's pretty lightweight and it's really good. I'm really happy with the quality. I don't actually know where I got this from. I think it maybe came from Amazon. So, okay, I've squeezed in my notebook into this small compartment. And now I want to take off the antennas of the radio to make sure that they do not get damaged. So now I take them and put them inside of this small, I think this is meant to be a pencil holder, a pen holder system. And now I will take my walkie-talkies, or ham radios in this case, and put them into these smaller compartments, which are perfect for them. That's really awesome. That's my hand sanitizer. I think I will put this one here to the mask where it belongs. There are these really nice and big compartments. Into here I want to put my binocular and my radio. And then I have these charging ports for the walkie-talkies. I will stuff this into here. But first I want to put it into a bag to make sure that it stays together and dry. Okay, now I also want to fit some duct tape into the bag, but this one is actually really big. I think it would fit in the lower compartment. But I also want to fit this here, which is a 20-watt solar panel. And yeah, this is important for power. So if I really, have a blackout which is taking longer to repair by the government, then I have this alternative of recharging my phone and my other essential electronic equipment. And yeah, this is really awesome. I like it. And it has 20 watts, which is quite, it's really quite powerful. I don't know. Oh my god, it doesn't fit in here. It's not going to fall out because I'm going to roll this bag together. Let's see what else I can fit. Oh yeah, this is my small hunting knife, which I have designed. And if you're interested in this knife here, you can get it at my website. The link is in the description below. This is the small version of my survival knife, the APO-1 Hunter. A knife is important for general cutting tasks, for self-defense, and also for wilderness survival, or maybe you have to, you know, cut up an animal to get some meat. So it's always great to have a knife with you. And then I have some paracord. This is 30 feet, I believe. It's important that you have a couple of items with you that allow you to do some quick repairs on your house. So let's say that you have to repair a window because it's shattered because of a thunderstorm. Then you can use a duct tape roll like this one. Or the paracord is good for many things, you know. Maybe you have to secure something in your garden to prevent it from flying away. So many uses of paracord. It's so useful. It should go in every survival kit. Okay, now I'm wrapping around the duct tape around my ethanol bottle. Okay, this is good for now. It's a little bit of duct tape, and this is a roll that I have in my basement and in my car. So I should be good with a little bit of amount of duct tape. Next, in case I have to really bug out, I have this compass here with a mirror. And I also do have a small carabiner and a survival bracelet, which contains a fishing kit at the inside. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah, this is just in case you have to get your bearings. And usually that's only outside, so at home you don't really need a compass. But maybe you need the mirror, which is at the inside here. Maybe you have gotten an injury in your eye or at your back, and this mirror will help you to look at your injury. Okay, and then last but not least, I have this here. This is some thin cordage. It's black. And here I have an emergency alarm, which is usually used by women for self-defense. So if you pull out this plug here, this device will make a really loud sound. Wow, unbelievable. So yeah, this is for security of your house, flat or garden. So you can set this up in the night and use the cordage, and if somebody steps through the cordage, it will rip out the plug here, and then you know that somebody is approaching your house. And I have a couple of these actually, but I do not find them anymore. They are somewhere in my house, so I have to go and search for them. And it's always great if you have a couple of these to make sure that you can secure every door and driveway. And yeah, this is really a nice and cheap option to set up an alarm in your house. And you can also use these outside. So if you're camping and if you want to set up a perimeter alarm against bears and cougars, you can use these ones here, and they are really cheap. I got them for I don't know how much on Amazon. It was really cheap. And if you want to get these, just make sure that you get the ones that have a horizontal line between the attachment point and the plug, because then the plug will pull out easier. And some devices have their plug here, and then you will have a problem because yeah, it wiggles around, and that's not good. So make sure that you have this horizontal line. Okay, I will put my compass and the survival bracelet into this smaller compartment. In here I still have 2 pockets left, so here this is big enough to fit my cordage, and in here I will put my hand alarm. Alright guys, so this is now my tactical bug-in roll. This is my survival kit for the house. And I think I have covered most of the essential items that you would need in an emergency situation. And yeah, if I have to, I can always roll up the bug out roll and throw it into my car and bug out. And then I have these important things with me already. Oh my god, this is so full of stuff. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is it. This is the tactical bug out roll, and it's actually not too heavy, so it's really okay. Yeah, so this is my survival kit for my home now, and I'm really happy that I have put this kit together now, because it's always such a hassle to find everything which is scattered in your household, and now I have everything nicely put together into this organizer. And I believe everybody should have a survival kit at home. And especially in these times, gear like this can save your life. And also, besides having good quality gear, you should also prepare for some food. So let me show you what I have for food preps this year. Okay, so these are my other preps that I have. It's just food and food and food. And here's one thing that I'm really proud of. So this is my own tomato sauce that I've canned. And it's a really big amount. So I believe we have 20, maybe 15 liters of tomato sauce here. And we already used some tomatoes for the garden, so we've been using these preps already. Then here I have some dehydrated celery, and yeah, here I have some noodles and rice, more rice and cans, pickles, and you should at least have 3 weeks of food at home. That would be great. So I believe that this here is worth maybe for 3 months, which is pretty good already. But the minimum amount of food that you should have at home is 3 weeks. Also make sure that you get a little bit of sugar, salt and honey. Okay guys, so this is it. Thank you for watching, and make sure that you are preparing yourselves, because we do not know what's coming in the next months. Stay tuned.